why are we as humans capable of such incredible, devastating violence? Is it just baked into our DNA? Well, today we're going to dive deep into psychoanalyst Eric Fromm's groundbreaking theory from his book, The Anatomy of Human Destructiveness. And let me tell you, it challenges pretty much everything we think we know about where violence comes from. Okay, let's get right into it. So this is the big question, right? The one that's at the heart of it all. For centuries, a lot of people have argued that, yeah, we are instinctually aggressive, that deep down we're just killer apes. But Fromm thought that idea lets us off the hook way too easily. It kind of suggests our fate is sealed by biology. He argued the real problem starts with a massive misunderstanding of what we're even talking about. And this quote right here, it nails Fromm's central point. He's saying, look, we can't possibly figure this out if we use the same exact word, aggression, to describe a person defending their family, a robber killing someone, and even a surgeon making an incision. I mean, think about it. Those are totally different things with totally different causes. Lumping them all together just creates confusion and makes finding a real solution basically impossible. So to cut through all that confusion, Fromm does something brilliant. He just splits the concept in two. He says we absolutely have to distinguish between two fundamentally different types of aggression, and this is the crucial first step to understanding anything. Okay, this chart lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got benign aggression. This is purely defensive. It's that fight or flight impulse that we share with all animals. It's hardwired into us to protect life when we're threatened. Simple enough. But then you have the other side, malignant aggression. And this, Fromm says, is uniquely human. It's not an instinct at all. It's a passion. It doesn't help us survive. In fact, it's a flaw in our character that seeks to destroy just for the sake of destroying. All right, so if this destructive passion isn't some deep-seated instinct, then where in the world did it come from? To figure this out, Fromm dives into anthropology and prehistory to make his case, arguing that for most of our time on this planet, human societies were actually not defined by violence at all. And the evidence he found from early hunter-gatherer societies completely contradicts that killer ape idea. You know, these groups were defined by cooperation and kinship. There was an almost total lack of aggression. Far from being brutal savages, these early humans were described by anthropologists as, quote, very gentle people. It just wasn't a world of constant, bloody competition. So what changed? What went wrong? Well, Fromm points to this massive shift in how we lived, a period he calls the Urban Revolution, which really kicked off around 3000 BC. This is the moment when small farming villages started exploding into huge, complex city-states. And this revolution, it had massive consequences. For the first time, you see society splitting into classes, the rich and the poor. Centralized authoritarian power emerges. And most importantly, war was literally invented as an institution, a tool for conquest and control. This new system was all about domination. And here's the key takeaway. Destructiveness wasn't born from our instincts. It was created by these brand new social conditions. Okay, so if it's not our biology, but our society that created this monster, what's the actual psychological mechanism? Fromm argues that these new conditions start to breed a specific type of human character, one that is actually drawn to destruction. And this is where he introduces two really chilling concepts. First up is sadism. And for Fromm, this isn't just about getting a kick out of causing pain. It's the deep, passionate need for absolute, total control over another living being. It's a compensation. The sadist wants power over someone else because they feel this deep inner emptiness, a profound lack of power within themselves, the power to truly live, to create, to just be. The second concept is, honestly, even more disturbing: necrophilia. Now, Fromm is using this term in a much, much broader sense. He sees it as a whole character orientation, a passionate attraction to everything that is dead, decaying, mechanical, and sterile. It's the deep-seated desire to take something that's vibrant, spontaneous, and alive and turn it into something predictable, controlled, and ultimately unliving. It's basically a hatred of life itself. And if you think this is just some abstract theory, check this out. This is a quote from the Futurist Manifesto from the early 20th century. "We will glorify war. A roaring car is more beautiful than the victory of Samothrace." I mean, listen to that. They are explicitly saying that a machine, an engine of violence, is more beautiful than one of the greatest works of classical art. That is a perfect, real-world expression of the necrophilious mindset, celebrating death over life. But here's the thing. Fromm is not a pessimist. He doesn't leave us in this dark place. He argues that this destructive path is not our destiny. Just as there is a passion for death inside the human character, there is an equally powerful opposing passion for life.
This contrast really lays out the fundamental choice that humanity faces. On one side, you have necrophilia, the love of death, which is all about control, order, and turning living beings into objects. And on the other, you have biophilia, the love of life, which is drawn to growth, freedom, and spontaneity. For Fromm, all of human history is basically the story of the struggle between these two forces.
So ultimately, Fromm leaves us with a really powerful message of hope. He believed that even in a world that feels like it's leaning more and more towards the mechanical and the dead, the protest for life is always there. The love of life, our biophilic side, it can be suppressed, it can be pushed down, but it can never, ever be extinguished. It's a biological force inside us that can always, if we give it the chance, come roaring back. And that leaves us with one last, really vital question to think about. As you look at the world around you right now, at our technology, our politics, our culture, which of these two forces do you see gaining ground? Is our world becoming more life-loving, more biophilous, or more death-loving, more necrophilous? Fromm's work gives us the tools to ask the question, but the final answer? Well, that's still being written by all of us.